Seriously, you're the boss.
What have you guys been playing, boys?
I just been playing a shit ton of Valorant with you guys, obviously. Almost like every day, middle of the night kind of thing,
Why?
for the most part. And that's about it for me. I mean, I'm trying to play single player games like Control or Final Fantasy VII.
I barely heard about Control. Isn't that an X? No, it was an Xbox exclusive, wasn't it? And then it's PC now. I mean, it's pretty old, isn't
I
it?
think it was, yeah, a little bit. I think it's only like half a year old or something. So
Mm.
not actually now it might be a year.
Ew.
Stupid how we're already in freaking June. But yeah, Control's cool. It's a cool game, but nothing's brought me back to it yet. I'm like
No DLC,
a
no
couple
nothing.
chapters in. Well, no, I haven't even beaten it. That's the thing.
Come
Like I
on,
just kind of played it.
you one of those guys?
Well, yeah, because the game looked cool, right? Because you had like telekinesis.
Yeah, and then you
You
just
throw
got
shit
bored of it.
down.
You just got bored of it in the middle. Like, oh, okay, well,
It felt the same, dude. Enemies are whatever.
you didn't
The
care about the
world's
story.
cool.
Was the story even that good, or clearly not, since you didn't finish it?
No, it's bizarre. I don't even know.
Inception.
It's just like really, really weird. Like you have like weapons that talk to you, voices that you hear,
Devil May Cry.
and there's yeah, and the narrative doesn't. It's nowhere. Like I said, I'm too fucking early in the game.
Hmm.
But yeah, and then I dropped Final Fantasy too.
You dropped it?
That sucks.
Wait, do you
I,
have
I got in the
you have a physical copy?
no fucking. I just haven't played it, dude.
Wait, you have a
It's not
physical
like you
copy though,
guys.
right? Or is it digital?
No, digital.
Oh. Okay, you just leave.
Why do you leave?
See.
Yeah, Final Fantasy. I dropped it when I got to. This is kind of a spoiler, but I was. It's when Cloud. It's like the middle of the game. 50% anything. It's not that much of a spoiler. You already know when Cloud he has to dress like a chick. He has to cross dress.
Oh. Okay, I know that.
Yeah. And I dropped it because it seemed like it's kind of like filler, right? It's just kind of like a side adventure.
Really? Filler?
It feels like
The
filler to me. That's why I stopped playing.
filler. When you can go to people's houses and oh, come on now. Can't you go to what's her face's house? I forgot her name. Oh fuck. I'm bad at this.
Who?
Jesse? Jesse's house? You can go to her house after a bombing run, I think. I remember watching a little bit.
Oh,
And
I'm beyond that.
oh, okay,
I
I don't know.
think. Yeah, no, yeah. This is like the middle of the game. But when I was addicted, I was addicted. Now I just have to start it up again, you know.
So it's
What
gonna
about
be
you,
another
man?
persona. You're never gonna.
I got
You're
far.
gonna hop in. And you're gonna be, where the fuck am I?
I didn't get that far in Persona.
But which one? 5 or?
Five,
I
yeah.
never even beat 3. I tried to hop back in on 3, and I was like, I had a notebook filled with like my schedule, what to do.
Yeah.
On Thursdays, I gotta go talk to this guy. On Mondays, gotta talk to this guy. Gotta go to fucking this thing.
Wait, did you look things up when you did that?
No, there was what was it?
Like the perfect guide. I know people like doing that
Yeah,
with
the
Persona
perfect.
games where they look things up, like the
Yeah,
perfect playthrough.
I was gonna try to do one of those after I was done, but I just wanted to play naturally. And there was like some people
Yeah.
that there'd be cutscenes, so I'm like, oh shit, if there's a cutscene here, this guy's pretty important. And then I'd level up like my persona, and he's gone, just like that. He's gone. He's fucking
I closed
gone.
my door.
Oh, don't want to bother the other people in the house, do you?
No, it's just the echo in case it can be better. But
Oh, I noticed the echo actually went away. To be honest.
we.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's about it. And as you know, we've been playing Valorant a shit ton. Um, a lot, like a ton.
Too bad no ranks
I don't know if
out.
we're gonna get burned out. I don't know if we're gonna get burned out quickly or not.
I feel like it depends on who we play with, because I know if I play alone, I can get pretty burnt out after like 3 matches. That's like an hour and a half, I would guess. But Like if I play with you guys, I could probably play as long as you guys play. Like, it just
Hell yeah.
depends. It just depends on who's on and who's not. How the synergy's
Yeah,
going. If we're
cause
doing good, if we're doing bad.
yeah, I got a couple opinions about it, but you been playing anything else or just
Just,
mostly Valorant?
just my beautiful baby. This is my. Oh,
Oh yeah.
you know me. I was thinking about buying a skin yesterday. I should show you the skin. I I don't want to touch it anymore, but I was gonna buy one only because it's a
Yeah.
kitty cat. It's like you're a big serpent,
Mm-hmm.
and it said he's a kitty cat, and he has a cute kitty cat animations. The things I do for this game. I have like 300 plus
Yeah.
skins on that.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
crazy. I mean, cause like even with League, like the skins look awesome. Like some looks badass, and I can easily see myself buying skins. But
but you don't
all
anymore.
we do is play, dude. Well, we just play the simple mode. I play ARAM. You play the equivalent of ARAM, right?
Yeah, ARAM and an arena,
Yeah.
which is like team deathmatch.
Oh yeah, that. Oh yeah, you guys have that too. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like if I'm not fully invested, then I shouldn't buy anything.
But you're
Just
hardly invested in those gotcha games.
no, dude. I'm invested.
No, no, no,
I'm invested in those
no,
gotcha
no, no.
games.
You should try to play Rockman X Dive. That's a gotcha game.
Is that the Mega Man one?
Yeah, it's a mobile one.
Oh shit. I
Yeah.
didn't know if it came out, but
Uh, I don't know. I don't know if it's Taiwan only or something. I know some people have been getting emulators in order to play it, but I don't know if it's out in the states or how you even get it. But
I don't think so. I haven't heard anything about that.
mm,
I kind of follow the mobile scene a little bit,
mm,
but there's a lot of crap too.
then
So
you would have known about this game, but you know apparently you don't.
I
So
really, well, it's Japanese only, then probably not.
Japanese only. It could
But
be
yeah,
Korean or something, but yeah.
so I guess we could talk about Valorant. Might as well get deep into it. Give our opinions, hot takes, whatever.
Who's your main? Who do you think your main is anyway? Like I know we haven't really unlocked everybody yet, but who's your favorite character so far?
Uh, damn, that's kind of hard. I think I like Reyna a lot.
Uh huh.
Like she's just good across the whole board.
Yeah, I like her. I
Like
like her heal as well. That seems like no matter who what situation you're in, you always need to fucking heal. And the fact that you can over heal is just a big bonus.
yeah, she has a scouting tool, and then at the same time, like if you get kills, you can just pop off with her.
Yeah,
So
the
that's why I
blind,
like her the
the
most.
the blind with the eye too is a good rushdown tool.
Yeah,
She just
and
seems
in
overall.
case anyone, yeah, in case anyone doesn't know, Valorant's the new FPS game that was released by Riot a few days ago,
Oh, Riot
and they had that,
Games.
yeah, they had that huge beta that everyone wanted a key for from Twitch, which is crazy, dude. I literally think what Riot did with Twitch, the way they set everything up, dude, made the game more successful,
You think so?
in my opinion. It generated hype. Everyone wanted a key. All the streamers were playing it, and people were just sitting there watching, waiting.
I think at some points, like around when it became like less new, I would say like around like maybe like 2 weeks of it being out on Twitch, people just got kind of sick of it and started seeing like the flaws of like the Twitch algorithm with profiles being made just to get a key and nothing else, and so it would affect Twitch numbers, and I feel like it also affected the community of Valorant
Hmm.
in a way, just maybe a little bit, but I don't think
But
it was strong enough.
isn't that the hype right there? People
Yeah,
were willing to create accounts
yeah, but
and like
at some
bought
point,
the shit out of it.
some newer people would just look at the negative and be like, okay, that's fucked up. These guys are fucking scam artists for fixing some numbers on Twitch. That's how some people would look at it and then just not even touch the game. But I feel like that's a
Yeah,
minority.
I guess. I don't know about any huge profile game that's done this. I think giving away betas through Twitch has been a thing, I'm guessing, but
Yeah, I don't know.
Not to this degree. I've never seen it like this big, in
Yeah,
my
no,
opinion.
definitely not. I don't think Apex Legends. I know it was big on Twitch, but Apex Legends definitely didn't do beta. I think it was just released out in the wild one day, and everyone was like, "Whoa, look at this!"
Hell yeah.
Like,
But to give people a little bit more context, is a lot of people like to think that this is like a cross breed between what Overwatch and Counter Strike mostly.
yeah,
It takes it takes a lot of things from Counter Strike, like the peaking, the slowness. I will say Valorant's a lot slower, and then like obviously from Overwatch you have the hero class based system and stuff like that.
yeah. I would say Valorant is a lot slower compared to CS:GO. I think the maps also affect how you play. I feel like now that I'm drawing the comparison between CS:GO and Valorant, CS:GO's maps are a lot more vast than Valorant's are. Where it's like you go down a lane, and half of the time you're already pressing shift, and you're just like, I hope these guys don't hear me. And you can either play the mind game where like you're just gonna stay there, wait for somebody to just kind of get too loose, so like, okay, nobody's there, and kind of peek the corner. But compared to CS:GO, I feel like you got a lot more options to go and to do, but I feel like the maps are just
Yeah,
a
that's
bit bigger on CS:GO than they are in Valorant.
yeah, because like CS:GO still does like the 3-2 lane
Mm,
thing. They actually think about where they need to add cover to make
yeah,
sure that there's like different corners of the rooms and things like that, different things you can hide behind. But I don't know, it's well thought out. I don't think it's a game for everyone.
yeah, definitely, definitely not.
It's a game for people who like live and breathe FPSs. In my opinion, I don't see how people can casually play this game really.
I'm wondering, I would hate to see it, but I wonder if it's gonna ever come out to the console market. Because it could be such a big game that it might go there, but I would
I
not
mean,
like to see it
CS:GO did
there.
it,
Yeah, CS:GO did it, but
and it
it's,
was terrible
yeah,
because almost nobody played it.
yeah, and then I would hate to see like cross-platform for that as well. Seeing that aim assist is a very big controversial topic. A lot of pros and tend to think that affects a game, like overall. So I don't know. I mean, personally, I like it to stay PC only, but if it comes to PS5 and Xbox, what are we gonna call it? Xbox Series what? When? What is it called? Xbox what?
Xbox Series X,
Xbox.
Xbox, the new Xbox. But
Xbox.
yeah, I don't know if it's gonna come to console. I mean, like because it is Riot, right? So we
Yeah.
have to think about the company. Like, well, I think they've had a game before League, maybe. But I know League of Legends was their biggest game, and that's the only game they've been supporting for like
Ever.
the longest time ever. Yeah,
Yeah.
feels like forever. So maybe Valorant will be the game that lets them like look at other consoles,
Yeah.
but
I think at the moment they're just trying to dominate the PC market, like with their free to plays.
different aspects.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah,
then
with the free to play because they got their MOBA, their FPS, and now they're gonna have a fighting game.
yeah, that fighting game.
It's crazy.
That's I think what's gonna push them to go to Xbox and PS5 because
Yeah, just consoles. Fighting
yeah,
games are just friendly. Might as well make money.
yeah.
But it'll be weird if it's free to play,
I,
wouldn't it?
I
Like,
I
what
would
if they
think
did the thing
I would think it's gonna be like you can purchase your champions for like $5 or like purchase a character for $5 and then
that would be
skins.
annoying? Because like,
You
yeah, I don't know.
could
I
buy
mean,
season pass, I guess. That's kind of like
yeah, but
what
like free to
most
play fighting
traditional.
games aren't really a thing, you know?
Yeah. Mm,
Besides Tekken, Tekken did it. What, Tekken Revolution or some shit?
forget about that.
There was a free to play fighting
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
but most people just pay for like the base game. You get the story, arcade,
Yeah.
challenges, a
I
couple of characters, and then they charge you up the ass for the season pass.
I think one other fighting game did that as well. It's like Dead Dead or Alive. I know they did a free version as well, but and it clearly flopped.
Yeah, they don't do too good because they find a way to like do microtransactions and make you just buy a bunch of
Yeah.
things, and it sucks. It's like,
Mhm.
oh wow, this is scummy.
Yeah, I'm hoping they're
It's pretty
looking at that
obvious.
as well. But unless they made all the, unless they made it completely free to play, you could play as any character you wanted, but you just pay for skins. I mean, that could be. I mean, isn't that pretty much what Valorant is at the moment? It's just
Yeah,
it's free
but
to play,
I,
but you
I don't
just pay for the
know.
guns.
Yeah, the skins of guns, but I don't know for a fighting game if they do the same thing they've been doing with League and Valorant, right? With
Yeah,
skins.
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, there will be skins, but I
Mm,
don't know how they're gonna like sell things or if the game's gonna be
yeah,
free to play because
that's definitely going to be a huge
it'll
aspect,
be
though.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but I guess going back to Valorant, it's pretty crazy. Like if you go on Twitch numbers right now, there's actually like a lot of people playing it. Like I think there was or even watching it. So I think they have almost 150K viewers.
Yeah, I think it was like this morning I checked, it was like number three, but it only had like 63K viewers.
Yeah, so yeah,
So,
that's like early in the morning too.
yeah.
And it's up there with the pack. It's up there with like Fortnite numbers sometimes, CS:GO,
Oh boy, Fortnite.
uh
My favorite.
Apex. Apex is still doing great.
Oh yeah. I, even Smite's actually on Twitch is surprisingly still pretty good. I don't know. I mean, for me, I thought the game would have died a long time ago. At least like this year,
Hmm.
I felt like the game should have been like non-existent, but it's still doing good. And I mean, if it's catching up there, it's fine, whatever. But Valorant being up there too. I mean, I wonder where
I
it's
mean,
gonna go
are
from
we are
here.
we are we are we that surprised?
I guess not. I mean, it is brand new. It just what came out like what 3 days ago, 5 days ago, around there.
Yeah,
So
something like that.
yeah, I mean, there is a professional scene trying to. There are a lot of like pros trying to make it into the professional scene right now, trying to get known and trying to make it like their own game right now. So that should be interesting to see like who from other games like Overwatch and CS:GO can transition to Valorant. Uh,
Yeah, because I think Twitch is doing like Twitch Rivals, and I think there was a tournament recently,
mm,
and yeah, I mean they're supporting it. They're doing tournaments.
yeah.
So I guess from like I think the game will be fine. I think even like next week or maybe a month later, I think we're still going to see it up there.
Mm-hmm.
I'd see this as a success. Like I don't think it's going to be like as worldwide or as big as League of Legends, but
Yet anyway, until they start like linking.
I don't know. Like
Watch, it'll be like cross like oh link your Valorant account to your download Valorant and then get this exclusive skin. Or, like play on Valorant for a day and then like get this like boost to your League account.
yeah, but I still don't see it being League because like I feel like anyone can start the game and start playing it.
Yeah,
But I honestly feel like people that are like very casual
yeah,
gamers are not gonna like this game.
I
Like
can see that.
League of Legends appealed to so many people because it is a very out of all the MOBAs, I believe that it is more or less the simplest, more simple MOBA than the rest of
Mm,
them.
yeah.
Because a lot of them like Dota 2 is a lot more complicated in my opinion. Um, but it is like a good MOBA for people to get into.
Mm,
It's a good introduction to MOBAs and what they can be. That doesn't mean that there isn't a like pro level player. There isn't like a high skill ceiling.
yeah.
But I feel like Valorant, right when you start, it's just you either know how to play it or you don't, and if you don't, you're gonna have like a miserable time.
Yeah. I wonder how
You
you
know,
could. I wonder how you could counteract that as well, like from Riot's point of view. Like, because I
if
know they're
if
definitely.
anything,
Do you think they're gonna put
you
like a
go for it.
training system or anything like that? They kind of had that, like the tutorial and all that. I mean, you can play as any character you want without having to
You can
hop
play
into a
its
match.
sensitivity.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can change sensitivity like inside there. You can do anything. You literally play there for the entire
I,
until you get a good feel for it, which is nice.
I think if they want to avoid like that, the whole like new player experience for that kind of market, then maybe they should just kind of push the whole initiative of like training mode a little bit. Just kind of like
Hmm.
mention it, like, oh, you're like level 1 through 5. Like they constantly advertise like training mode to you until you break level 5, and then it's just done.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the thing about FPS is like even with CS:GO, like it is a very popular game,
Yeah,
right? Like a lot of people still play it. It's a lot of people still like watching it and all that
yeah,
stuff. And
yeah.
I can see it having that success of like CS:GO, but CS:GO has its name. It's been a thing for the
Hmm.
longest time, so people know it. But Valorant is the new IP, so I don't know. Like I see it doing really good. I think Riot will deem it a success.
Yeah.
Um, but it gives me good hopes for the fighting game
Oh, okay.
because it shows that for an FPS they were still able to go like all the way for like a competitive aspect
Mm.
to the game that maybe the fighting game won't be as simple as some people think.
Yeah. I'm
Right? Like
I'm still curious about that fighting game because who'd they buy out? They bought some robot game out. I can't
yeah,
remember what game that was.
I think it was Radiant World. It was something. It was a company that made a they've only made two games. They made like a indie roguelike game first,
Mm.
and then they made that robot fighting game.
Yeah.
And it looked like for a piece apparently for like a PC fighting game, like the fact that it was developed for PC, people said it played really good on keyboard.
Mm.
Like they had that in mind. And
I didn't think about that. That'd be kind of interesting to play on keyboard.
yeah, apparently they built it for PC people. They made it for the keyboard in mind, and that's why I think Riot just like what they had and be like, yeah, like we're gonna sell to PC people first,
You
right?
guys, I could see a
Um,
bunch of rhythm players just like hopping on that game, like.
yeah, I don't know, cause like this is this is a botched quote, but they did say that they wanted to make it easy to get into.
Yeah, like to do a Hadouken or like they wanted the inputs to be as easy as possible. That's what I remember. Them really trying to push like
Yeah,
a good combo would be just like 3 buttons and that's it. Like I don't know how that
heck
would
yeah.
work, but if they're trying to make it work, then fuck yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, but like it's weird because like with fighting games, we're not that foreign to like them trying to mainstream it, kind of, or make it easier for people to get into with like auto combos.
Yeah.
Um, Grand Blue Fantasy does longer cooldowns if you use the shortcuts.
Hmm.
So even with auto combos, like you're limited to what you can do. Like people can tell that you're auto comboing. They
Yeah.
know the string. There's no surprises.
Yeah.
So it's not all bad if they make it easy, but I just want them to make sure they still are thinking about competitive, high
Yeah.
skill playing and like people that actually have to lab
Yeah. Yeah.
to do crazy shit, you know?
Yeah. I think Dragon Ball Fighters has those string combos as well, and then didn't Marvel vs. Capcom 3 do that as well? They had a simple mode, and then
They always had a simple mode actually
oh, I didn't know that.
for the longest time, which is
Oh.
kind of interesting.
Okay. I didn't know that. Okay, okay. I just play Street
Yeah, because
Fighting
my
technically.
cousin, the reason I know is because my cousin, when we played NBC3, he would always do simple mode and
Mm.
like play. I think he played the Hulk a lot, but he was always able to get like combos out. And, like,
They're just
I mean, it
corner
was
you
a
and shit.
challenge to me.
Uh,
Yeah, it was a challenge to me. It was great. Like he needed a handicap because he didn't care about learning the fighting game really,
mm,
and I kind of did, not as much, but I knew things that he didn't, and
mm.
it helped. It helped bring us
Yeah,
equal footing.
yeah, and then I could see that being a good stepping stone. Like when somebody does mess you up, and like, okay, like I want to learn the next to this game. After a while of you just playing simple mode, I could see that being like, okay, you're used to the character, you're used to this. How do you transition that to more advanced controls?
Yeah, yeah.
So
So hopefully they have that in mind. But
yeah,
I guess we're gonna keep going back to Valorant. But yeah, like I said, the characters, I think most of them are pretty usable, right? I mean, they all have their purpose,
yeah,
but some are kind of
everybody but
more
Phoenix.
unique.
I hate
I don't
Phoenix.
know, dude. I've
I,
seen a nasty Phoenix.
I've seen good Phoenixes, but
3 weeks later.
But yeah, man.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they all have their uses for sure. I actually saw a video about Viper. and I'm curious. I'm actually going to try this today, but people are finding like perfect places because like I don't know if you've noticed, but in certain levels, there's steps that go down,
Mm.
right? So usually attackers are on a higher ground,
Yeah.
and then there's steps usually that go down, which is where they're coming up from, which is where the enemy's coming up from. So
Yeah.
if you're playing as a defender, you technically have an advantage, um, being on higher ground.
Yeah.
So people found a way to play with smokes and like pin it to the wall. So
Mm.
then you can see their feet and they can't see you at all. So you can just start like shooting them.
Yeah.
Um, so I didn't know that about the level design. So it kind of surprised me, but it makes sense because there's little like
Yeah. Yeah.
just little stairs that give you that advantage where you
Yeah.
could shoot where you could see them and they can't see you. So uh yeah, it's crazy. It's kind of like it's not pixel perfect, but some of them are, but it's like these very calculated throws with my Q, which is the gas that I can
Yeah.
activate. And if I throw it at a very specific spot, I can make it so I have a advantage over them.
Mm.
So crazy. People are diving deep into this game.
Yeah. I'm starting to see a lot of like across the map like shots at like certain angles, and then it's just like if they plant the bomb somewhere and they just aim up in the air and point it, they'll like throw like a phoenix fire, and then it'll just burn for a while just to
Mhm.
kind of defend the objective. But Jesus, these guys are really these guys are really diving deep into this stuff, huh? Like
Oh hell
I
yeah.
can't wait for it to actually get more. Because right now we're at the early stages of it, I would think, and when a year from now, it could completely be different. Like you'll see people like kind of like Call of Duty, where you could just like toss a tomahawk across the map. Like you'll start seeing some of those. You start seeing some like 4,000 IQ plays. It'll be nuts. Like I'm already seeing some where people are using like what's his name, Phantom or Reaper. And this is like the Reaper clone, the one that can like
Omen. Yeah,
Omen. There we
Omen.
go. Where he goes through a teleporter, but then teleports back out, and just kind of like trick the enemy into thinking like, oh, this guy took the teleporter. When in reality, he didn't, and now he's gonna fucking plant the bomb, and then accidentally, intentionally made the whole enemy team transition to like a different objective. And,
Yeah.
it's like, woo, that's pretty nice. But I'd like to see a lot more complex plays, especially since we're early in the Valorant right now. So that'd be
Yeah.
nice.
I mean, game runs fine, looks fine.
It looks fine. Some people don't think so. What do you think about that? A lot of
Well,
people think the
it's
game
right.
looks cheap.
No,
What?
hell no. Okay, so it's right, dude, right?
Yeah.
So they made League of Legends a game that could run on just about any machine.
Mm,
Like they don't care about pushing boundaries, they don't care about looking the best.
yeah.
All they need is a game that looks decent and that can run on anything
Mm,
cuz that's always been the people that they wanted to play the games. It's just anyone with a crappy laptop even. So,
mm.
I don't know. It looks perfectly fine to me. I mean,
Uh,
animations are a little stiff, but
it's still
I don't
early.
know.
Again, like animations are gonna look stiff early on, but yeah, I think it's just more of an aesthetic choice, regardless. And like you said, they're hoping for a lot of players just to hop on the game regardless. So the easier it is to run on any PC, the easier it is to play anywhere. That's the market they're hoping to get to. Is like little Timmy over here that doesn't have a PC game, remember custom like made 1080 fucking super ultra screen 4 console, PC. He's just gonna hop on and like on his grandma's, Windows 95 and run it perfectly fine. But I don't even know if it can.
Maybe not that.
Maybe maybe Windows 2000.
I don't know. We're beyond that point, but uh, yeah, I mean, it's a fine game.
Yeah.
Like, I personally have my gripes with it because I'm just bad sometimes.
Yeah.
Um,
We all have those games.
yeah, because like, if you think about it, like most games only do a few rounds. Like CS:GO is the one that like obviously does it like a ton of rounds that
Yeah.
span. But most games have like a single match. Rainbow Six has like what best 4 matches and you win,
It's been a
right?
long time since I played that. I don't remember.
Yeah, it's whoever gets,
I think best of 5.
essentially isn't it best of 7? I thought.
I don't remember.
I thought it was something like that. But yeah, no, but yeah, it tends to be like scaled back, right?
Yeah.
And for this game mode, dude, we're in there for like 40, 50 minutes,
Yeah.
it feels like.
Well, 35 to 45 minutes. I think that's what it says on
That's what
before you
it
click
says,
it.
but I unless you're going 13-0, then maybe 35 or 30.
Yeah, I think
But it's
when you're doing a lot worse, it tends to feel a lot longer anyway. I mean,
yeah, because the thing that I'm trying to say with the round system is like you have to be consistently good.
mm-hmm.
Like besides CS:GO, no other game like puts you that much pressure on every single round for
Yeah.
you to, perform, right?
Mm.
So I think that's why people can easily tilt, people can easily like win back, just run it back and just destroy the other team. It's unique. It's like if you can't handle the pressure, if you can't constantly perform, then there's a lot to learn.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's daunting because like after a while you just feel like, what the hell, we should have had this in the bag. Why the hell are we losing, right? And
and,
you're like, it's 13, dude. You can play a total of like 25 rounds before somebody
it
wins.
could be you lost a round because somebody forgot to press the 4 button
Four.
and lost you the game like twice.
Yeah. Hey man, new people, they're not gonna know shit. We're gonna have those people, and we've had those people, right? As
Oh yeah.
teammates.
It's
It's
hilarious.
it's a learning process. It's new, but yeah,
Yeah,
not fun losing.
definitely not.
Um,
But I feel overall. I didn't even talk about my favorite character. I play Sage. I know you know that, but I feel like Sage overall is just um, very situational with her wall. It counteracts a lot of other people's plays. Like raises little robot. I can
the
just put a
only one with
wall.
the wall, the only
Yeah,
one with a physical wall.
yeah. And then the fact that you can just put the wall underneath you and just kind of like ride with it. I feel like that's also like a little like cheeky play to pull off sometimes. Or like like, oh, they put a wall here, they're not gonna push this way. But I rode the wall, so I'm just waiting for them to peek out a little bit, get too comfortable, and there's this ga 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 ga. But I think other than that, I play Jet sometimes, and Jet's. I feel like Jet's fine at the moment. The only issue I have is
She's
her jump needs
yeah.
to be a little bit higher because I can't reach heaven in that on that one map where you jump up on those boxes. Oh, what is it? I don't know that map. I don't even know any of these maps names, even though there's like 4 or 5 maps.
They have generic names.
Yeah.
I wouldn't blame you.
Well,
But
not.
yeah.
I'm starting to see. When do you think they're gonna start implementing more? I guess champions. I don't. I wouldn't know what you call them. More
I think they
agents.
have a name, right?
Agents. There we
Agents,
go.
not operators. Oh no, that's Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Um,
Even maps as well. Like, do you think they're gonna start pushing them out like every season, every end of the season, or once a month?
well, think about it a little bit. Riot's kind of weird because I used to play Riot games back in like 2011.
Mm.
And when it came to them releasing like champions for League of Legends, it would be anywhere between like maybe a few. Like they once made a promise that they'd release champions every month. Did not happen. Um, Sometimes you go up to 6 months without one. But I think
Mm.
average you'd see 2 to 3 months maybe. Um, and yeah, it's not a lot. Like so, I don't know how much of a dedicated team they have on Valorant now.
Mm.
How, how fast they want to boost things up because like what Call of Duty does with the season pass is that's when they push new operators. I know it's a
Yeah.
different game. I know they're just skins at the end of the day, but
Mm.
I'm wondering if with season passes they'll just after like every season pass they'll have like maybe a few characters come out.
Yeah.
Um, just something like that.
Mm.
I'm hoping that they release something every 2 to 3 months. Is my
Yeah.
bet.
I would hope again, like at least maybe a new map. I'm hoping 2 new maps because a map every season kind of seems a bit. Well, I guess you wouldn't want to overstimulate the map selection at the same time, but
Yeah, because people are figuring things out the way
yeah,
maps work and what they can do. But
But I think maybe a new map every season would be just fine. 2 operators, I think, should be the minimum per season. But I don't know. We'll see what route they take.
Yeah, because these games that have heroes, operators, agents, whatever the hell you want to call them, they get a shit ton at the end of the day. Like if it's a fully supported game, you're gonna have like I think Rebel 6 is like it's
oh
crazy how much
fuck.
operators you
Well,
have.
they
For
take
like
like they do what is it, defensive and attackers. So
yeah, so
you're
there's a thing
getting
about two.
2. Yeah.
And it's kind of scary when games get to that point because it makes you think about balance
Yeah. Yeah.
and you slowly realize which ones are like complete dog shit and which ones are high performers and balancing's a kind of a bitch at that.
Yeah. Well, let's hope it's not too messy at the end of the year. I'd like to see maybe even an update video on what we think about Valorant in a year or so. Like maybe
Yeah,
how
that'd be good. I mean,
what we think about it, what we know has changed, and
what's your prediction? Is it
I feel like it's gonna be a good game. Will it stick around? I think so, at least for the next year. Will it be as popular as Fortnite? I mean, I think it's already popular as Fortnite, but maybe for the more mature audience, not for those that like are like 14, 13 and under, but I think it'll stick out on its own with its own audience and then eventually just get more popular over time. The esports scene, I'm hoping will kind of boost that as well because I'd like to see more professional players kind of like attack that game and make it their own. Even Smite players are kind of like looking at it like, whoa, like let's try this game out. And so I'd like to see some of those players as well as other players transition to that. And I mean, I'd say it's going to be successful within the next year, like more successful than it is now. But if it's going to be one of those top games, I'm not sure. Like it's hard to say if it's going to be like the modern Call of Duty or like that modern
yeah.
title that people play every day.
I think I'm with you with a lot of these things. Like I already think it's a huge success.
Mm.
Um I mean the fact that it's already up there is really impressive and I think people will stick with it. There'll be a dedicated group. Uh tournament plays like CS:GO, like dude, they double in like views whenever they
Mm.
have competitive players.
Oh
Crazy.
yeah.
So yeah, maybe same with that with Valorant and then at the same time I think it'll stick around, dude. Riot's somebody to like when they release a game, or at least we only know about League, but
Yeah.
I feel like when they release a game, they'll keep supporting it. Like I
Yeah.
think if they know that a project isn't gonna stand on its legs, they'd rather have canceled it
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they're not ones to release games,
And
in my opinion.
they definitely have the money to put in the assets towards any game that they push out. So I don't
Yeah,
I don't
so
I don't think it'll be much of a big deal if it like even goes in a negative direction, even for a little bit. I think they'll just spring
that's
the
gonna
game back
happen.
up. Yeah, it'll happen.
Every game has that crappy season where everyone's complaining.
But I think it'll pop right back up. Like I mean, if you look at League of Legends, you still have millions upon millions of players still playing the game, even during its worst season. And then now, I mean, I don't know about now, but the season
It's
now, I
still
mean,
huge. It's
yeah,
ridiculous. Like it's weird how like if you're not part of the game, it's easy for you to like look the opposite direction
yeah,
and not know what the hell is going on. And maybe and some people think that that's what defines I don't know success is if they don't hear anything about it, but that's just not true. There's communities everywhere that we have no idea of,
no,
you know,
yeah,
personally how big it is.
yeah.
So
I think
league,
the fighting game
yeah,
community is definitely one of those like underground scenes where like people know about fighting games, but they don't know like there's this huge community just around those fighting games. I think those are
yeah.
definitely. Ooh,
It's been a renaissance for fighting games. It's great.
yeah.
Remember when fighting games were like practically dead until Street Fighter 4 came out? There was a
I don't want to
huge
remember those
gap.
days.
Dark Ages.
Oh no, PTSD. Middle school, high school. Oh no.
It's crazy though how like fighting games really had a big dip at some point in time.
Yeah.
Now we're looking at everyone getting like almost their dream sequel, and I just feel like nowadays like the fact of the matter is like people are, when we were younger and now that we're getting older, there's people actually like being part of these companies that know what the fans want,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I just feel like they're more receptive and they're just giving us what we want at the
Yeah.
end of the day, more now than ever, with
Mm.
remasters, remakes, characters, crossovers, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
It's awesome. um oh crap, I wanted to bring up about Valorant's crappy
Crappy.
store. The
Okay. Okay.
microtransactions,
Okay.
dude.
We have to talk about
About
this
that.
store. But
We forgot
to
about
make it
that.
short, for those watching at home, if you're looking at an item right now, let's say you're on Valorant right now, it's what is the currency? Like Valorant gems, coins? I don't know. Fucking. I'm gonna call
There's
them
two
Valorant.
currencies though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna call them Valorant coins. Whatever. If it's 7,150 coins, that's just put a period, a decimal point in the middle of that. It's $71.50 for a skin collection. Collection. I
This is
mean,
the only collection they have, and they're just pushing it out the door as a
oh,
$71, $70
honestly,
pretty much package.
at that point, I'd rather have loot boxes. At that point, like for them to shove this
Dude,
down
they're
your
gonna add
throat,
it. They're gonna add it.
I feel like right now they're doing this because they want that market of just like guns. You know what I mean? Like just gun skins. They're gonna start pumping out like a bunch of like expensive skins, and then a season from now, maybe 3 seasons from now, they'll just put like, all right, now you can get these loot boxes. Those skins back in the past that you wanted, you have a chance now, but it's gonna cost you $5 each. Oh, and you might not even get it for the gun you
Even
want.
more. Even more. Well, wait, $5 for what?
I said you might not even get it. Like let's say you get the skin, but you might not even get it for the gun you want. Oh, come on now.
No, wait. You were saying something about $5.
No, I
I
was
didn't
saying
catch that.
$5 for the loot box. If and
Oh,
you
okay,
were saying
okay.
more,
Gotcha.
possibly
Yeah, because
more.
right now guns are like anywhere between $7 to $12 or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
If you wanted to buy it for the specific gun that you wanted. But in all honesty, I think this is pretty smart on Riot's side, dude. Like the game came out, it's fresh. Let's just put a expensive collection with the only guns that have these. Okay, so keep this in mind. There's two currencies in the Valorant. There's the, I guess, what are we calling it? The
Valorant
Valorant in-game
coins,
currency, and then the one with the R. I don't know what they're called
redeemables. We'll
anymore.
call them redeemables.
Yeah, so the way you think about it is you buy the gun with one currency, right? The skin.
Hmm.
And then if the skin is if it's enough of a rare value, it has these essentially
Tiers.
these tiers, yep, these tiers, and you have to use a different currency to unlock the tiers. So the things that you have to unlock in that tier are reload animations, finishers, color skins, even more colors to the skin that change the shading around. And what else do they have?
Additional like
There's a third thing.
skins, maybe charms, if anything.
Something. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
But
But yeah, and I think it's kind of shitty right now, to be honest. Like I'm not a fan.
no,
Like
definitely not.
it's kind of crappy, right? Because sure, maybe the $70 makes sense if you're trying to tally up every gun that you do get, but that second currency that you have to use to unlock everything that should come with the gun that you bought isn't there. That's another aspect.
Mhm.
It's just gross, to be honest, that they're kind of doing it that way.
I,
And
you,
yeah,
you could buy the gun separately in that collection. Like let's say you only use a Phantom, and you could just buy the one gun that you use. But even then, I feel like they're still grossly overpriced. Like for one gun, it's $12.50 at least from what I saw last from that collector's pack. And so, I mean, I feel like they could be $10 maybe, but I tend to look at it like if you're gonna buy a skin for this one gun, I mean, it's just one gun. It's $12. I mean, it does make sense when you kind of look at it from a different perspective because it's like, okay, you play the Phantom, you're gonna probably buy this one skin. You don't need to buy the whole collector's pack. Just back off out of that. Like you're not gonna use like the bulldog. Who uses that, right?
You do use the bulldog,
No,
actually.
no,
It's the
no,
best gun of the game.
no. It's garbage. Don't believe him.
No.
Mm-mm.
Oh
Garbage.
god.
Is it really? Is it really?
It's good.
Is it
I don't
really?
know. When we played with one of our friends, he told me to buy the bulldog every single time, and I had a pretty good time with the bulldog.
I did not, because I never used it, because I'm not a bitch.
God,
Calling you out right now. You know who you are.
it's pretty good, man. But yeah, it's crappy. Like I always wonder if Valorant's gonna be the game that'll only focus on weapon skins,
Mm-hmm.
or because like I said, other games they have skins for uh obviously the character that you're playing as, right?
Well,
Like that in itself is like a huge gold mine that you could dig into if they
yeah.
wanted to.
I mean, right now they have not only skins for weapons, they have charms that you could easily buy for like maybe we'll find out how much they sell charms. You have graffiti that you could spray on the wall or the floor, and maybe even like you know animations when you kill somebody. I'm pretty sure we're gonna see something like that.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you also get what emblems, character portraits,
Yeah.
things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and right now it's kind of strange because like there's kind of like a mini pass and a season pass right now. Uh, the smaller pass is free. Everyone gets it. Essentially, every time you level up, you get everything that we just mentioned. But at the 5th level is when you unlock a new character, and then you can do it once more when you hit level 10 on that pass, and then that pass is practically gone. And then the season pass, which is something you're gonna have to buy with your own money, it's only $10. But I do think you get good value out of it, right? Like
Uh,
I don't know how grindy it is, but I feel like for $10, if because it's only 50 levels right now, that I just saw a bunch of like pretty good stuff. I'm like, a skin for a gun alone is like, like we said, like anywhere between $7 to $12. So if you know you're gonna be playing this game, I think I would rather get the season pass.
that's how they get you. See, that's how they get you.
I mean, again, if
You
you're
look at the cheaper options. You're like, yeah, I could get that instead.
$10 bucks only, man.
They just want your foot in the door. That's all they need. And everybody's doing that. Just a
I mean,
little foot.
yeah, you don't need anything like that to be like for any reason at all besides you just wanting to look cool.
Let's face it.
At the end of the day, it's just you and your personality, and I mean that's what everyone is kind of why these things work, right? Visuals.
Let's face it. If you're facing somebody with a cool looking op, you're pretty much fucked. I mean,
Maybe.
no.
Maybe not.
PTSD already. Oh no. I turn the corner.
You gotta watch out.
Oh no.
Yeah, but that's kind of how it's set up right now. And then if you want to unlock any other champion afterwards, after you hit level 10 on that, you unlock your second character. You activate contracts. Every character has their own specific like 1 through 10
Contract, yeah.
unlockables, right?
Mm.
So you have to activate them, and then anytime you play a game, it levels that contract up. You can only do one contract at a time.
Yeah.
But you can switch contracts anytime you want, and it still keeps the original XP for that character's contract, which is nice.
Yeah, and
but
the more convenient thing is that you can play as any character that you want. You don't necessarily have to stick with one character in order to like. Because I think some people had the impression that like if you unlocked a contract through somebody, you had to play as like only one character, which is kind of bizarre. You can play as any character.
to me.
Yeah, but you don't necessarily unlock that character either. So it's like, well, how are you gonna play with that character? Because
Oh, because I did it for a character that I did have. So
Oh, okay.
I tricked myself, but I didn't know that. Yeah, that you could do it for characters you don't own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And then you have to hit level 5 with that contract
yeah, it's
to
mainly
unlock the character.
mainly it's all in order to unlock everything. It's XP based, so you just need to be playing more, doing your dailies. I would suggest
Weeklies,
weeklies
that
as
too.
well, and you should find it fairly easy. I'm not sure how much XP you could get in a day, but it
No,
should take
dude.
you a good week in order
No.
to unlock a character.
It is so a week. No, it's
Really?
ridiculously grindy, dude. It
Oh
is
no!
stupid.
Oh
Dude, we've
no!
been playing the game. It's
Oh
ridiculous.
no!
Like the 1 through 10 pass was actually pretty chill, but all these passes have their different XP based system, right?
Mm.
And once we hit level 5 on a character's contract, right? To get to level 6, you need 75,000 XP.
Yeah, I got that by completing my. Was it my dailies or weeklies? I got it by completing something.
75,000?
Yeah.
Dog, I don't even. I'm not even. I'm like at the tail end, and I've been playing nonstop. And I'm telling you, these games are long, dude.
Yeah, these games definitely.
Like these games are freaking long, and it's not. It like in my opinion, for you to unlock everything, you have to make this your game, like your main game, the game that you're clocking playing every day.
Yeah.
It's not. It's hard for me to say because like I feel like every other season pass and unlockable bullcrap is XP grinding heavy, right?
Yeah.
It's a heavy grind all the time.
Well,
And unless you're like playing it religiously, I don't feel like you're gonna max out the season pass at the end of the day.
I know. I know. Just today, I actually linked you an article. I don't know if you read it. I know I didn't
Yeah,
read it. I
yeah.
just read the I just read the headline, but there's
I
supposed
read
to
the whole
be
thing.
okay. Well, what's the new reward system that they're implementing here?
Nobody knows.
Oh
It was very
no.
vague. The
Okay.
only thing Riot pretty much said is that there's some reward systems that they currently have in progress that they weren't able to ship with the
Mm.
final release of the game. Because right now people are complaining that this is all the free to play people. For example, if you were to buy the season pass, you do have unlockables.
Yeah.
Um, but the fact of the matter is, besides that, if you are a free to play player, then there's really nothing that you get. Like you might get an emblem or a portrait of some sort
Yeah.
in the beginning because those are the things they hand out to you.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually, you just won't. You're not unlocking anything.
Mm-hmm.
So people were brainstorming a bunch of ideas, and I think Riot heard these guys that they want to get skins, charms, pretty much anything
Yeah.
that would symbolize something in the game, like them
Something
getting
better than
X amount of headshots,
yeah.
diffusing X amount
Okay.
of
Okay. Okay.
times,
Gotcha.
playing this character exclusively for like I don't know for a
Mm-hmm.
while. Um, just things like that, just things behind the scenes that
Yeah. Kind of
if
like
you're just playing, you're
mini
gonna get something.
achievements or something.
Yeah, just something that like oh, you can only get the skin if you play as this character and headshot someone 1,000 times or
Yeah.
something.
Okay. No.
Something, yeah, something exclusive.
Oh,
Um,
I think that'd be pretty nice. Kind of like Call of Duty kind of already does it as well. Like knife somebody
yeah,
25 times and unlock the
yeah,
skin. I'm the guy with the golden knife. Just saying.
golden.
Hey, I rock that beauty.
Yeah,
Oh,
and what do they do? The Damascus is like the biggest steal.
what's that?
You ever heard of that?
No,
Really?
no. What's
In
that?
Call of Duty, the Damascus is a skin that you can only get for if you use a gun and you have to get like so many different kills. It's ridiculous. It's stupid grind heavy. Anyone that has that has people respect them because it's such a grind.
Oh,
But
I don't want to look at my knife no more.
I'm just saying those Damascus is like yeah, and they actually introduced a higher tier than that recently, but
Hmm.
that's besides the point. You know, COD does it. They reward people for
Yeah,
things, which is nice. So
yeah. I
Valorant's
think we
looking to
actually
head that way.
we talked about something like that. Well, unfortunately, it's deleted. But with Apex Legends, I feel like they kind of should have been doing that as well. Where I told you guys last week where I pretty much went around without ever fighting anybody. Like our whole team went around the whole map. We didn't fight a single soul, and we still won the whole match. I feel we've kind of felt like okay, well, we won the game, but we don't have anything to kind of show from that. Like you know how rare that is, kind of like win a match without doing anything.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe Apex Legends should do the same thing, but you know, just at the point we're talking about Valorant here. I feel like I feel like the fact that Valorant's doing that right now is very good if they are doing that system, because like Apex Legends isn't even doing anything similar to that, and so I feel like they're already ahead of the game or ahead of the. I guess I would have to say like psychologically they're getting their players to like feel like they're getting more success, by like accomplishing a certain feat. Like if they were to like, oh, I'm just gonna play this character. Like me, I play Sage. Now that I know that accomplishment's there to like get like maybe like 100x headshots, I'm probably gonna start aiming for headshots more often than just to get that title. Uh,
Sage might just be healing people.
hey,
Heal
hey
100
now,
people.
hey now. Yeah, or like a
Let's-
certain amount of X amount of revives or whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
I could see that.
But it
But
gets you
it's good.
it gets you playing the game unintentionally, like unintentionally you're
A
thinking about
specific
it
way.
now. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
And,
weird because like COD does that with you have to prop a gun against what do we
oh
call it? You have to mount.
yeah, yep.
So by mounting and getting kills, you get stuff that way that
Mhm.
you wouldn't get anywhere else.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean to be fair, at the end of the day, unlocking things is fun and nice. Winning's even better, but yeah, people need a reason to keep playing games.
Do we recommend this game, Dad?
Yeah, but if you're an FPS like fan all the way through and you like FPSs and you're ready for
Something
like
new, I guess.
something more competitive, something that really tests your aim and your map knowledge, like
Mm,
I'd say go for it. Like
yeah.
this isn't well, not to throw Fortnite on the bus, but Fortnite's not to say there isn't skill either, but Fortnite at its core is a very simple, fun
Yeah.
game, right?
Just run
Um,
and shoot.
yeah, like COD too. Like
Yeah.
COD, you know you're gonna have a good time, hopefully.
Hmm. Yeah.
Sometimes, but Valorant will really test you
Hmm.
uh, in many ways. So
Yeah.
just prepare for that, and although other than that, like I'd recommend giving it a shot. Like
Yeah. And I'd say if you are gonna play it, I'd suggest playing with a friend to just make it that much better. Maybe even get a group of your boys, even if
unless
some of
they're
them have played.
garbage,
Even if they're
and drop them.
garbage, even if they're garbage, it's all a learning experience for everybody at that point. You can share information, learn characters together. It'll make that connection of the game a lot more better, and hopefully you guys have fun with it. And in the end, it's a game, so hopefully you guys don't take it too competitively. Take it too
No,
seriously,
you
say
will.
some
You
people.
will. You will. Dude, it is the competitive game. Like CS:GO, like those games are just ooh, my guy. If you lose, you're gonna drop the game and probably uninstall.
Yeah, if you play a certain way where it starts affecting your teammates, you're definitely gonna affect your team like in a negative way. And the fact that if you lose a round, you affect your team that way as well because oh no, you just affect your currency and the economy that you're getting money in. So you're pretty much unintentionally losing, and losing your cool could backfire. Like if you want to play aggressively because this guy sniped you across the map, if you want to go for him, that might not be the correct move. You kind of gotta think and use like forehead skills here and 10,000 IQ that bitch. But I don't know. It's a fun game. Just play it with friends. Have fun. Don't get too upset.
Try not to get tubes.